Doctor Who Season 1 is finally upon us. Woohoo! It's been a tough wait since Christmas, not gonna lie, but let's all be happy now, let's celebrate. Doctor Who is back and we've got a very exciting few months ahead of us. Now, of course, we've been doing a lot of theorising to pass the time since the church on Ruby Road. Everyone and their dog has a wacky theory about Season 1 at this point. Stuff like, the one who waits is actually Cherry Sunday, waiting for her tea. Somehow, David Tennant will find a way to appear, not counting holograms. Now, while neither of these will feature here, we would like to discuss some of the juiciest, most interesting theories we have for these next 8 episodes. I'm Ellie for Who Culture, and here are 10 insane Doctor Who Season 1 theories. Number 10. The Doctor's costumes have hidden significance. Despite only appearing in 2 episodes so far, Ncuti Gatwa has quickly established himself as the fashion doctor. He's already worn 5 costumes, with many more to follow in Season 1. The Doctor's previous incarnations have all to a certain extent stuck to one core costume, occasionally swapping a shirt or a t-shirt or a coat out for a different one, but always maintaining a certain silhouette. So this is quite a departure. However, the most puzzling thing about the 15th Doctor's wardrobe was the choice to announce the checkered ensemble as his main look, when the leather jacket costume has so far featured much more prominently. Unless, as some have suggested, there's more to this Doctor's costumes than meets the eye. Just as the future Doctor in Flesh and Stone was distinguishable from his present-day counterpart because he was still wearing his jacket, could the 15th Doctor's costumes correspond to specific moments in time? Perhaps all the scenes featuring the checkered outfit take place in the Doctor's future. After all, there did seem to be something different about the Doctor stood in the bar observing Ruby from a distance. Either that, or 15 has just finally decided to delve into the Tardis wardrobe. And it's about damn time. Number 9. Ruby is a space baby. Season 1 will open with an episode titled Space Babies, which unsurprisingly will feature a load of babies in space. This story will also involve Golda Rochevelle's character Jocelyn, presumably a space nanny friend, and a big green bogeyman, presumably a baby-eating foe. Overall, Ruby's first trip off-world looks set to be fairly standard Doctor Who fare, but could it have implications for the season as a whole? We know that the mystery of Ruby's heritage is set to be a running thread, so what if, during the course of this adventure, she discovers that she is herself a space baby? What if this spaceship is where she was born? A reveal like this would be the perfect way to nudge the mystery forward without giving too much away. It would also provide more questions than answers. Who created Ruby? How did she end up on Earth, and why? Showrunner Russell T Davies recently told SFX magazine that, quote, the story of Ruby's birth continues from episode 1. Consider too that 3 out of 4 Russell T Davies season openers have referenced the companion in the title, Rose, Smith & Jones, and Partners in Crime. Could Space Babies actually be referencing Ruby? And if so, it's not as silly a title as it might have originally seemed. Number 8. The Doctor goes boom. There's much hype surrounding Boom, not least because it's written by former showrunner Stephen Moffat, his first contribution to the show in 7 years. Even before that fact was known, there was a buzz about the season's 3rd episode. God, this is gorgeous, RTD told Doctor Who magazine in February, saying the emotion, the depth, the performances, beautiful. The episode is heavily rumoured to revolve around the Doctor stepping on a landmine, hence the title. Fans have speculated that it will, as a result, be fairly Doctor-light. There's one particular shot that would fit this theory, which has been appearing in trailers since September 2023. It shows a calm Doctor against a gold background, opening his eyes and looking out into the distance. Could this be him waking up in some sort of timey-wimey limbo after the landmine goes off? His outfit here matches the outfit we've seen in other shots from Boom, so there is a good chance it is from this episode. Moffat never plays by the rules, and for him to actually blow the Doctor up is the exact type of difficult situation he would often write himself into in some of his previous episodes. Number 7. Varada Sethu will appear. Doctor Who's lead times are currently longer than ever. In most cases, episodes are being shot well over a year in advance. Indeed, by the time Season 1 premieres, Season 2 will basically be in the can. As such, we already know who will be joining Ncuti Gatwa in the TARDIS in 2025. Varada Sethu, best known for her role in Star Wars spin-off Andor and a bit part in Jurassic World Dominion, has now officially been confirmed as the show's next companion. But despite the rumours, this does not mean that Millie Gibson is leaving. On the contrary, Ruby will will feature heavily in Season 2. It's a strange situation regardless, as TARDIS teams rarely feature new companions alongside established travellers, especially in New Who. Likewise, outgoing and incoming companions rarely overlap. One time when this did happen was in 2012 with Asylum of the Daleks, the opening story of Amy and Rory's final run. But it also featured the surprise debut of Jenna Coleman. Might Vadu also appear earlier than we expect? Given how little we currently know about her character, it's perfectly possible. And if this was a twist the team wanted to pull off, the longer lead times would provide the perfect smokescreen. Number 6. Jonathan Groff is a recast Captain Jack. Russell T Davies' first series introduced a dashing hero, ostensibly from the past, but actually from the future, played by a dazzling actor with American heritage. Now, 19 years later, he seems to be doing the same thing again, with Jonathan Groff following in the footsteps of John Barrowman. If his blaster is anything to go by, and no, that's not a euphemism, Groff is also playing an anachronistic rogue, possibly even a time agent. And like Jack, the Doctor seems dubious of him to begin with. As the Goblin King would happily admit, this is a bit of a coincidence. But is that all it is? Perhaps Groff's character isn't just similar to Jack. Perhaps he is Jack. Admittedly, it's never been established that Jack can regenerate or change form before, but there's no reason why he couldn't. This is Doctor Who. Just invent some sci-fi babble, and hey presto. In terms of other evidence, there's the shot of the Doctor being scanned on a ship alongside a hologram of his 10th incarnation, the one Jack is most familiar with. There's also the shot of him saluting someone just as he saluted Jack in Last of the Time Lords. There's definitely something going on here. Could it really be something as daring as this, though? Personally, I don't want this character to be a reinvention of Captain Jack, but I am very intrigued by who this rogue person is. Number 5. The TARDIS has turned evil. The big bad for Season 1 is heavily rumoured to be the mysterious Triad technology, a company previously referenced in The Giggle and The Church on Ruby Road. Eagle-eyed fans spotted another reference to Triad in the recent Season 1 trailer, with one of the screens in unit displaying a news report titled S-Triad Technology Announcement. S-Triad is rumoured to be the company's founder, and the plot thickens when you consider that S-Triad is an anagram of a certain Type 40 time spaceship, which prompts the question, is the TARDIS somehow connected to Triad? There are multiple possibilities. Perhaps the Doctor's ship has been hijacked by Triad. Perhaps it's turned evil, Mr. Smith style. Or perhaps Triad is manufacturing TARDISes of its own. It's worth noting that Astrid's name was also an anagram of TARDIS, and that was just a coincidence. This could easily just be another sneaky misdirect on Russell T Davies' part. Then again, the TARDIS was pretty prominent in the title reveal clip for Empire of Death, and it didn't exactly look too healthy. Number 4. Music is a major plot point. Every episode of Doctor Who features music of some sort or another, but usually this music is non-diegetic rather than diegetic, meaning it occurs outside of the story world and is therefore not heard by the characters. So far though, RTD Era 2 has utilised diegetic music quite heavily. The Star Beast showed one of Donna's neighbours listening to music on their headphones. Wild Blue Yonder is literally named after the anthem of the US Air Force. The Giggle featured arpeggios as a plot point, plus an incredible spice up your life dance routine from the Toymaker. And the Church on Ruby Road introduced us to singing goblins, with the Doctor and Ruby getting in on the act in order to escape their ship. Episode 2 of Season 1 will continue this trend, with Jinx Monsoon's Maestro, the Beatles and Abbey Road Studios all featuring. It even looks set to include a musical number or two. But could something bigger be going on here? Perhaps diegetic music will play a part in every episode in some way. Perhaps music, like rope, is part of the supernatural lexicon now affecting the Doctor's adventures. Also, consider that Triad has a musical meaning, a chord containing 3 notes. Keep those ears on high alert, people. I'm telling you, there's something in this. Number 3. Susan Twist will appear in every episode. The first New Who story arcs all revolved around a single word, phrase, or idea which would keep cropping up out of context, but none are more iconic than the OG repeated meme Bad Wolf. Lots of plot threads have already been established for Season 1, but the one most akin to Bad Wolf is the rather baffling reappearance of Susan Twist as a 21st century hippie on the Church on Ruby Road, following a seemingly one-off turn as Isaac Newton's maid in Wild Blue Yonder. Speculation suggests that Twist will ultimately be playing a villain in the season 1 finale, perhaps even the meddling monk. But it seems likely that we'll see her again before then. In fact, could she cameo in every episode? When recently asked to describe the new episodes, Millie Gibson did tease that, quote, "there's always a twist." If so, that would essentially make Susan Twist a living, breathing version of Bad Wolf, a person that follows the Doctor and Ruby everywhere they go. In which case, Mrs. Merridew and the woman in the pub are just the beginning, and Twist's costume count could end up rivaling Ncuti Gatwa's. Are we going to see her as a crew member in Space Babies, a noble woman in Rogue, the Beatles' PA in The Devil's Chord? It's a really fun idea and would have fans going crazy with theories in the weeks between episodes. Number 2. We've already met Ruby's parents. Russell T Davies recently teased that the Doctor and Ruby's shared orphan status is, quote, going to be the spine of the whole show going forward. So we can expect plenty of parallels between the pair in season 1. We can also expect Ruby's storyline to go places the Timeless Child couldn't. For instance, we never found out who the Doctor's birth parents were, so as to preserve the mystery, but we can fully expect to learn the identity of Ruby's mother and father. The question is, are they characters we've already met? Mrs. Flood, Susan Twist, and Kate Lethbridge Stewart are obvious contenders for Ruby's mother, but could she be someone from the show more broadly? What if Ruby's parents are a previously established Whoniverse couple, such as the Meta-Crisis Doctor and Rose, or hell, even the Doctor and River song? Look, we did warn you that these theories would be crazy. Now, it's not unheard of for the Doctor to have familial ties with companions, and if the Doctor was involved somehow, it would explain why he didn't bother trying to stop the hooded figure at the church on Ruby Road, because he already knows the truth. In any case, it's definitely possible that the Doctor knows more about Ruby's past than he's letting on. And number 1, the Doctor and Ruby are in a TV show. The 15th Doctor's era has so far featured an unusual number of fourth wall breaks. In isolation, these could easily be explained away. The Doctor's wink to the camera in The Devil's Chord could be part of a musical number. His "and that's just the beginning" speech in the latest trailer could be a specially shot promotional thing. And Mrs. Flood could be talking to herself at the end of the church on Ruby Road. Alternatively, this could all be part of a bigger breakdown between the Doctor's world and ours. We know that the Whoniverse is becoming more fantastical, so what if this extends to the very fabric of its reality too? We could be seeing the beginnings of the Doctor actually realizing he's in a TV show, or it could even be part of a villainous plot to observe and ultimately defeat the Time Lord, basically like an evil version of the MCU's Watcher. Ruby's first scene in the church on Ruby Road took place on a film set, and the title reveal clip for The Legend of Ruby Sunday featured broadcast cameras. It's almost like the Doctor and Ruby are actually in a TV show, like Truman Show style. In the real world, the Doctor and Ruby's adventures will be watched by millions on BBC iPlayer and Disney+, but maybe, just maybe, someone else is watching them too. Dun dun dun! To keep up to date with everything surrounding the upcoming Season 1, then make sure you check out our Season 1 playlist for all our trailer breakdowns, the news videos, and anything new that might be coming. In the meantime, I've been Ellie for Who Culture, and in the words of Riversong herself, goodbye, sweeties.